Okay, so Excel contains more than 300 predefined functions. So you use that function. Function will do what? A function is a predefined arithmetic operation. Okay, so it is all, when you choose that function, Excel knows what to do. It is already predefined. Okay, so like sine and cosine and these things. So the functions are operations, arithmetic calculations, which Excel already knows what to do. Okay, so since they are predefined, you have to follow Excel for applying them. You have to do exactly as they are required to do by Excel. You have to define them as they are defined in Excel. You cannot come up with your own spelling and syntax and so on. Okay, you cannot say I will put 1 input and 2 input. If the function requires 3 input, you have to put 3 input. It's a predefined function, you cannot change. Okay, so that's why we have to study it in detail. Okay, so there are, each function will have some inputs and some outputs. Okay, inputs are also referred here as arguments. Okay, arguments of the function are inputs. Okay, and arguments can be values themselves. So you put the value yourself, 1 2 3 u, a, b, c, whatever value. If you are putting a, means the letter a. Okay, so you can put arguments as values, or you can put arguments as cell. Okay, so you can direct the Excel to go towards that cell from which it will take the input. So input can be part of the sheet. So you tell Excel, take the input from this cell or these cells, column or row, whatever. Okay, or input can be the value which you will put, type directly in the function itself. Okay, yeah, some of the functions are there to give you a specific value. For example, pi. What is pi? Apple pie and banana pie and so on, right? The same, right? Come on. What is pi? Value of pi is how much? 3 point something, 3 point 37. Okay, 3 point something. Excel will tell you. So there are functions which are stored to give you specific values, the general constants, the constants which we use, like pi or sine or cosine. So they are only used for extracting these specific values from the. So each time I don't have to remember the value of pi, because everybody will putting a different answer. So Excel gives us the choice. Don't put the value of pi. You don't remember it. I will give it to you. Okay. And for example, date and time. We have a function for date and time. I think I showed you last time. So date and time will do what? It will extract the date and just put it in the cell. So there are functions like this which are for extracting specific values. They don't perform any function. No operation, no plus minus addition subtraction here. Yeah, and thing which I already told you last time as well as now, before any function, what should come first? What you will type first before any function? The equal to sign. Okay. Now, when you put equal and you start typing the function, you will see this type of a box will appear. 2 boxes will appear. Okay, or one of these 2 boxes will appear. This one will appear first. Okay, so after equal to sign, when you start typing the function, so you started, for example, S. So Excel will show you this box which is showing all the functions which start with S. Got it? So you can see. So if you don't remember exactly the syntax, the spelling of the function, you can choose from the list. Okay, and once you complete the name of the function, then Excel will show you a box like this, a white box like this, and in this box it will give you maybe some description of the function. For example, the function is for phi or date or time, then you don't need any input, right? Then in this white box it will show you what the function does, like a small description. But if the function requires input, then this white box will start showing you what you should put as an input. Okay, let us do a small exercise. Go in any cell, put equal to, okay, and start typing date, D-A-T-E, equal to and date. So you can see the boxes yourself. Name of the function is not case sensitive. Name of the function is not case sensitive. Okay, so you can see when you start D equal to D, the list appears, right? The list of function appears. And when you say equal to DATE complete, then you see this small white box here, and the white box, it is telling you what the function will do. So you can see the list of the function, right? If you complete the name of the function, okay, then it will tell you that what the function will do. So complete this, equals to DATE. Type these 4 letters. Did you type? DATE. So you see, it is telling you what it will give you, right? So once you start typing the name of the function, it will show you the possible functions which you can type. And when you complete the name of the function, it will tell you what you should input now, or what the function will give. Got it? Okay. So you can make use of it. Another thing which you can do, so you put equal to sign, okay, and then you see on top of the bars here, let me open my Excel. So you see the formula bar, right? I showed you the formula bar last time. So in the formula bar, it is written like this. In the formula bar on the top. So if you put equal to and click on the formula bar, it will open a window. Okay, just just put equal to in the cell, nothing else, and then click on this sign FX in the formula bar. So it will open a window without typing any function. I'll tell you 2 things then. Just first of all, just put equal to and click on FX in the formula bar. Okay, so I'm talking about this one. Just put equal to any cell and click on the formula bar. So it will open a window, and you can search for any function. Okay, you can search for any function from that window. Okay, and in that window, then you can, if you select any function, okay, then you have the description of the function, the input and the output, or everything is given in that window. Okay, clear? No? You can search, right? You open this window now. So you got the function, for example, for calculating average. You write average here, it will show you the function which can calculate. Okay, and so for example, what this function does, you can see here. What are the inputs and what the function will do. Okay, so this is if you have not typed any function, you just click equal to and you click on FX, then this will happen. Okay, but for example, so I'm typing here, right? Okay, I put equal to and then I start typing the function S. So it is showing me what functions can be typed with S and so on. Okay, I will complete the function. sum. Then I will put a bracket. With every function there is a bracket. With every function there is a bracket, and the arguments, the inputs come in the bracket. Okay, pay attention here. Right now, pay attention. Okay, the arguments, the inputs come in the bracket. So you can see when I put the bracket, it shows me now what we have to input: number 1, number 2, and so on. Okay, now at this stage, if I click on fx, okay, so I already type the name of the function. I already put the bracket. Now if I click on fx, then what it will do? Now why do I do that? First of all, why would I in the middle of typing the function click on fx? So you see here it is showing me what? Number 1, number 2, number 3. What is number 1? What is number 2? What is this sum? What does it do? So for example, I forgot what is this function for, or I don't know what this function is for, and I don't know what are these numbers. I forgot. Okay, so what would I do? Excel will help me. I don't have to go and search on Google and YouTube. So these guys are very smart. They know what crap we have on Google and YouTube. So they say no, take the help from us. Don't leave us. Just be here. So after this one, now you click on fx. Okay. So what will happen when I click on fx? A window appears, description of the function, and what are the numbers, the inputs. Okay. Clear? So you can use fx to search for a function. Okay, so you just click equal to and go to fx, search for the function, use that function, so on. Or you can use this fx to take help in using the function. Okay, so I'm using this function sum, but I don't know how to do it. What are the things I'm putting in? Okay, so I will type sum here. Okay, then I will put bracket, don't put bracket, it doesn't matter. Then you click on fx. When you click here, it will open this window. It will tell you how many inputs are required and what are these inputs, what the function will do with them. Got it? Clear, everybody? Okay. So some basic things which you should know when you are using the function. Already said. Okay, now we will look at some common functions. So like I said, we will not I will not give you the time for practice for each and every one of them, but I will give you the time for some of them. But as I am explaining, if you are doing practice, I don't mind. Okay, the first function I already used it, right, which was sum. Sum meaning sum the values.
Equal every number.
Add every number, right? You said something in Arabic, right? What? Majmua lafza. Okay. I'm trying to learn Arabic, which I can use in class. Apparently, just saying, shy and these things are not enough. Anyways. So, sum is, you will add, sum function will add all the numbers. Okay. So you type sum. The spelling is sum. Very easy, very small. Okay, no problem. You will not forget it, I think. Okay. So after sum, you put a bracket. Within bracket, you will put numbers which you want to sum. Okay. You can put numbers yourself. So sum bracket, and you start typing the numbers yourself. Each number separated with a comma. Okay, like this. So sum A and B and C. So what are A? Obviously you cannot sum A and B and C, right? A, B, C means the numbers. So A, B, C can be the actual numbers. You type the numbers yourself in these bracket yourself. Okay. So A, comma, so 1, comma, 5, comma, 3.2, comma, so on and so forth. Okay. One way of doing it. or instead of typing the numbers, you put the cell numbers. Okay, and how do you put the cell numbers? I already told you last time as well as now. So for example, I want to take the first value from cell A1. So I will put what? A1, comma, I want to take the next value from B1. So I will put what? Comma, B1, C1, and so on. Or I can directly go to that cell and select it. Okay, so I type equal, then sum, then bracket, then don't do anything, just go to that cell with your cursor and select it. Okay, one more thing, you can select one single cell or a range of cells if they are together. Okay, you can select a range of cells if they are together, and this will help you in many functions. This will help you. Selecting a range of cell is applied in many functions. Sum is one of them. Okay, so I go here, I type equal, sum, bracket, I want to select all of them. So you see what I do? I go with my cursor, control, select all of them. Okay, clear? So it will do the sum for all of them. Clear? Okay. So once you done the selection, either put comma if you want to select something else, or close the bracket, or just click enter. In all the functions, when you click enter, the Excel will assume that you finished everything. So even if you don't put the last bracket, it will put it by itself. Okay, so the sum has this, right? So I have to open the bracket and I have to close the bracket, right? You open the bracket, you put the numbers, and then after putting the numbers, if you if you enter, then it will put the last bracket by itself. Okay, if you want to put more numbers, what you will do, you put a comma. Okay, clear? So in the sum function, every number is separated by a comma. If you are typing numbers yourself, you have to put comma yourself. If you are selecting cells, then after selecting each cell, or after putting the number of each cell, you have to put comma yourself. Or you can select a range. After selecting the range, if you click enter, it will perform the function. Okay? Clear? Huh? Okay, product means product of A and B means what? In mathematics, product is multiplication. So sum was addition, majmuu al-arqam, right? And product is what, my friend? Multiplication is what? Yeah. He is not sure. Okay. But product means it will multiply. So it's same as sum. Everything is same. You have to put numbers, comma, and so on. You can select a range and so on. But the difference is what? Instead of adding, it is multiplying all the numbers. So if you put 3 numbers, it will multiply A with B, A into B into C. Okay, all numbers will be multiplied together. Alright? If you put 5 numbers, all 5 of them will be multiplied. Alright? So all numbers multiplied. And everything same as the sum. Max gives you the argument for max is again a series of numbers. and you can put the same you can put the series same as you are doing it for sum and product. Type the numbers yourself or select the cell one by one, or a range of cell, same, but the output is one number from those numbers, which is the maximum of the series. Okay, so the numbers in the bracket, from those numbers it will take what? The maximum. Okay, again these are very easy, very easy to remember, because the name of the function is what it is doing, it is taking maximum. Okay, so in this case the number is from the series itself. In this case, whatever numbers you are putting in the bracket as cells or typing it, it will be one of these numbers. Got it? Minimum, the minimum, median, meaning and median means what? Which value? If I give you 10 numbers, their median will be which value? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 5, yeah. So the middle number, what do you call worst? Worst, okay. So the middle number, so it will take the series and it will give you the middle number. Okay, and you can put the series same like we have done before, but in this case anybody can take a median if the series is arranged like what you see here in the example. It is arranged, right? 4, 5, 6, it's in order, right? So if I ask you for median, what is the median here? 5. Okay, but if the series is not in order, then Excel will help you more. Excel will help you more because the numbers are not in order, so you don't know which one is the median. Got it? Okay. For odd numbers, the median is the middle value. For even size sample, if the number of values are even 2, 4, 8, then the median will be the average of the two middle values, right? So your answer was not wrong. Your answer was not correct. If you have 10 numbers, 10 is what? Even, right? So the median will be no. Median will be average of 5 and 6. This is what it is saying. The two middle numbers are 5 and 6, right? So if you are putting even number of values, the median will be the average of the two middle numbers. If you are putting odd number of values, the median is the middle number. Okay, like what you see here. So if I just put three numbers, 4, 5 and 6, the median is 5. Okay, but you look at the function, what did they put here? And you can see one more thing here, one more trick here. So they are using the function median. Then you see the first three numbers are numbers, 1, 2, 3, and the last three numbers are from the cells. So you can do this. Type some numbers yourself, and for other numbers select the cell. Okay, so you can do this. You can use a mix of arguments. Some arguments are typed, some arguments are selected, some arguments are in a series, some arguments are one by one cell. It can happen, no problem, with all these functions: min, max, median, whatever. Okay, now what did they do? So why the median is showing 3.5? Because you see, the median is not for 4, 5 and 6. The median is for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are 6 numbers, right? 6 is even. middle numbers 3 and 4. Their average 3.5. Got it? Clear? Any questions? Huh? Sure. Okay. One more thing. All these functions accept unlimited number of arguments. So if you select the entire Excel sheet, we saw it last time, right? It has like 1 million rows, number of rows in Excel. So if you select 1 million rows, it will take it, no problem. All these functions, min, max, sum, median, number of inputs are not limited. Number of inputs are not limited. Okay, mode is, which value is mode? The number which is repeated, yeah. Okay, so if you have a series of numbers, the number which is repeated most is the mode. Okay, so for example, if I have 1, 3, sorry, then 4, which one is the mode? 4. Okay, so if I use it like this, if I put it like this in Excel, the answer will be 4. Okay, in this series you can see 2, 4 and 4, so the answer is 4. And again, it can take unlimited number of arguments. You can put unlimited numbers in the series. Okay, and you can type the numbers yourself, you can select it from cells, select it from a range, and so on and so forth. Okay, if the series is such that no number is repeated, okay, so all numbers are appearing one time, okay, or all numbers all numbers are appearing one time, okay, so it will give you an error, there is no mode. Okay, so the number is not repeated, the function will not work. But in some cases there can be more than one mode. Okay, for example, if I remove this 4, 3 and 4 both same times, right? It will take 3. Why? Because it is coming first in the series. Okay, so if the number of repetitions are same for the mode, it will take the number which is appearing first. Got it? Okay, now for median, the series has to be in order, right? When you say the middle value in order. So if I put like this, and ask you for median, the first thing you will do is what? You put them in order, 1, 3, 4, 5. Then you will give me the median, right? But in mode it is not required. So any number which is coming in the bracket first, it will take it as the mode if the number of repetitions are same. Got it? In median, order is important. Middle, when the numbers are in order. Okay? And if the numbers are not in order, it will put it in order and then tell you the median. But for mode, if you put here 4 first and 3 later, it will take 4. Okay, if you type 4 first and 3 later, it will take 4, no problem. Okay, variance. Now we are going into more complex calculations. So variance is done again for a series of numbers, multiple numbers. Okay, and variance is calculated using this equation. Anybody has taken a statistics course, stat 273, I think? Anybody took it? You took it, right? Anybody else? Stat? No? Anybody? When you will take stat course, variance is used. Okay? Variance is, I'll tell you in simple words, variance is the average square of difference between the values and their average. Okay, so for each number you are taking the difference from the average and then doing the square and then taking the average of all the squares. This is variance. Okay, it is used for error calculations. When you are calculating error for your instruments, for example, for your experiments, when you are calculating errors, we use generally variance. Okay, got it? Okay, so variance calculated using this equation. So x is what? The values. X bar is what? The average. And n is what? Number of values. So for each value I am taking the difference from the average, then doing the square, and then I am taking the average of the entire series. Okay, so you put, again you can put the numbers, type the numbers yourself, okay, or you can put the numbers using the cell number, or you can select the cell, you can select the range of cell. Okay, in the end it will give you one value using this equation. So if somebody has to calculate variance manually, he will do this entire calculation. Okay, and the Excel will give you answer in 1 second. Okay, this is STDEV. STDEV, the full form is standard deviation. Standard deviation. Okay, what is standard deviation? I told you variance, right? Standard deviation is the square root of variance. Standard deviation is the square root of variance. So in variance we were doing the square, right? Taking the difference and doing the square. If you don't do the square, or if you do the square, then take square root, it will become standard deviation. I will show you one. The thing under the square root is what? The equation of variance. So you calculate variance and then you take the square root, then it becomes standard deviation. Okay, so variance was average of the square difference between the value and the mean. This is simple average of the difference between the value and the mean. Okay, a standard deviation is what? Average of difference between the values and the mean value. Okay, clear? I can just tell you what it is. You have to, when you go and do in some other course, then you will see where we use it. Okay, but it is used very commonly. Variance, I already told you, we use it for error calculations. Okay, you have taken surveying, right? So in surveying there are errors, right? What type of errors we have? There are two types of errors, if I remember correctly. Who will tell me? Types of errors. I can call Dr. Nadal if you want. Types of errors. Nobody. I'll send him a message. Okay, but you see, when you take any instrument, they give you an error, right? Plus minus this error. You take any theodolite or total station, or you go in the lab, concrete lab and so on, with every machine, with every instrument, there is an error. So in error calculation they use variance. Okay, and standard deviation is used in statistics. When you take the course of statistics, you will see. Okay, but basically I will tell you the main idea behind standard deviation. Okay, the standard deviation tells you how wide is your data. Okay, so you tell me, I go to my department downstairs and I tell them the average score of my summer course is B plus. Everybody is happy, right? Average score is B plus. This is what? Average. That means everybody got B plus? No. Some of them are very high, some of them are very low. If standard deviation is more, that means some of them were very, very high and some of them were very, very low. If a standard deviation is less, that means what? Average is B plus and the others are also close to B plus. Okay, so the others are also A minor and A and C and something. but the standard deviation is very high. That means what? Some of them are A and some of them are F. Got it? So high standard deviation means data is very large. The range of the data is very large. Okay. So preferably we like to have data which has small standard deviation. Everything is around the average. Everything is close to the average. That is, in terms of engineering, it is considered good that your results are consistent. Every time you are getting the same value. Okay. Absolute. ABS function gives you absolute. They use ABS in driving as well, right? ABS in driving means what? Cars have ABS sometimes. It means what? Anybody knows? What is ABS in cars? All your cars have it now. No? You don't know? When you push the brake, your brake system is ABS. Okay. I think so. This is automatic braking system or something like this. Okay. So the brake system is a car ABS, but that is something different. ABS in Excel means absolute. ABS in Excel means absolute. Absolute means positive. So the numbers will be taken without sign. Without sign. So how many inputs? How many arguments? For absolute, how many arguments? One number. You put one number and the Excel will give you output same number without the sign. Got it? Okay. So then the functions before were taking multiple arguments. This one only takes one. If you try to put more, it will give you an error. Okay. So and again, that one function you can type it yourself. That one argument you can type it yourself. You can select the cell or you can type the cell number. Okay. All these things are, and you can see the example for each one of them. Square root, SQRT, square root. SQRT will take the square root. Everybody knows what's a square root, right? Okay. Square root means taking power of half. Okay. So there are two ways to take a square root. Use this function. So type SQRT bracket, put the number, type the number or select the number. Okay. Or you can do what? I type the number, for example 3.5 without a square root, and then do what? 2 power 1 over 2 or 0.5. Okay, 1 over 2 fine, no problem. But 1 over 2 with brackets. Got it? Okay, so there are two ways to take the square root. You can use the square root function or take the power, you know the power. And again, how many inputs? 1. How many outputs? 1. Okay, so the power is to take the power, right? And it will take two functions. It will take two arguments, A and B. A is the number for which you want to take the power, and B is the number of the power. So how will I put this in the power function? What will I type? Equals power 3.5 comma, okay, and again you can type the cell number or select the cell number, put comma and then 0.5. Okay, and but this number can be anything, 0.5, 2.5, 2, 3, whatever. This number can be. Here for a square root function, it's always square root, but this can be anything. Okay. Round, yeah. So the most common question which students ask before the exams, like after every problem I solve one problem, this is the question. Okay, because I do rounding like it's nothing, it's literally nothing. Okay, but students keep on asking, if the number is 0.2, should I round it up, should I round it down? So Excel takes care of that. Okay, so you don't ask me these questions, but you will still ask me because I will not allow you to use Excel in the other course exam. Okay, but anyways, a round will take two inputs, the number you want to round off, and B is to how many decimal places you want to round it off. Okay, so for example, take pi. Okay, or would, so pi is actually 3.1427 up to something. Okay, I want to round it off to only one decimal place. I want to round it off to only one decimal place. Okay, so how will I use it? Round this number. If this number is in a cell, choose the cell number. Okay, or you want to type it, no problem. So I want to round off this number to how many decimal places? 1 decimal places. If I put 0, no decimal places. Got it? No decimal places. So I put it as 1. So it will give me this number 3.1. That's it. Okay, got it? Okay. Now what the Excel is doing inside is this. Number less than 5. Number is more than 5. It will round off to the next. Otherwise, it will just keep it as it is. Okay. So, will it round off 2 or not? The number is 7. Will it round off 2? Yes. So this will become 3. Will it round off 4? No, because this number is 3. So this will remain 4. So if this is 4, will it round off 1? No, 1 will remain 1 because this number is 4. Got it? Clear? Okay. So every time you can see here, we are actually trying to tell you what the Excel is doing inside. Using Excel is child's play. Anybody can do it. But you should know what Excel is doing for you. And same thing with MATLAB and any other program. If you don't know what the program is doing, you are useless. You are master at the program, but you are useless. I have seen people like this. Okay. Got it? Yeah. So you can see the examples here. Okay. So 0.5 is rounded off to 1. If it is exactly 0.5, if it is rounded off to 1, so 0.5 is rounded off. Less than 0.5 is do nothing. Got it? Okay, round up. So it will round up always. It will always round up. And again it will take two arguments, the number which you want to round up and the number of decimal places you want in that number. Okay. If I talk about this one, 3.1, instead of round, if I use round up, what will be the answer? 3.2 always. Whether it is 4 here or it is 7, doesn't matter, because you are asking it to do what? Round up. Okay, so this number doesn't matter. It will always do +1. Got it? And you can see the example over here. So 0.01, you can see number is what? 0.01. round it up to 1. Okay, so see, that's why you should know what the Excel is doing, huh? You use the round up, 0.01 also becomes 1. It doesn't make any sense, right? 0.01 becomes 1. Does it make sense? No. 1% becomes 100%, huh? Not good. Okay. And one more thing, yeah. Okay. You can try it yourself. Just put one number and don't put this one here, and just press enter. See what it does. Put a number here with 3/4 decimal places in the first argument, and don't put the second argument. Just press enter. See what happens. What does it do? So round or round up, use any of these functions. Round, round up, any one of them. Put a number with 3/4 decimal places, and thus just press enter. Don't put anything after comma, or don't put the comma. Just press enter. Any number, any number. What happened? No, you put one here. Remove this one. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, remove. Come on. Okay, it doesn't work. Okay. So you have to give it the number of decimal places. You tried? It doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. Okay. I thought it will take 0 by default. So it doesn't. It's not taking 0, right? It's giving you a message, error message, right? Okay. Round down. So round up is always taking +1. Round down is always just cutting off the numbers, not doing anything. Okay. So if I do this, this will always be 3.1. Even if I put 3.19, the answer will be 3.1. Round down means always just remove the other numbers. That's it. Okay. So round up is always +1. Round down is don't do anything. Okay. Got it? Okay. And you can see now 1.99. If I use round down, the answer is 1. So even 1.99 is 1, and 1.01 is also 1. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We use this mode. Okay, and this is a different mode. This is MODE and this is MOD. Okay, so MOD will give you the remainder of, or the remainder, right? Remainder, yeah. The remainder of the division. The remainder of the division. Okay, so you divide 3/4. The answer will be in decimals, right? So MOD will take the decimal out. It will give you the decimal. Got it? So again you are giving it two inputs, the numerator and the denominator. Numerator, denominator. So Excel will do what? A/B. And after doing A/B, it will give you the result, the decimal places, only the decimals. Okay, but I don't know why and how they use it, but anyways. So if the answer is, for example, if I do 3/4, what's the answer? Tell me the answer. 3/4 is how much? 3/4. How much? 3/4 is 3.4. Which what math is this? 3/4. What's the answer? 3 divided by 4. What is the answer? It's not. 0.75. Okay, Excel will not give you 0.75. It will give you 0.75 into 4. MOD, the answer of MOD is this thing. D is a denominator and FR is a fraction. Okay, so if you do MOD 3,4, okay, 3 upon 4 is 0.75. The answer of this function will be 0.75 into 4. Okay, so like I said, what I mentioned at the start, these are built-in functions. So you have to follow what Excel is already doing. I don't like it. What should I do with this? I want 0.75. Okay, what should I do with this? I don't know. Some guys use it, I don't. Okay, got it? So MOD, the remainder of the division, is not what we actually use. It is this thing, the remainder into 4. Okay, so for example, you can see the example here. If I do 1.2 over 1, the answer will be 1.2, right? 1.2 upon 1, the answer is 1.2. Okay, so the MOD function will give you 0.2 into 1, which is 0.2. Okay, so here it is very, very clear. Okay, no difference. But if you do something like this, the answer will change. Okay, so got it? Now in each case you can type the numbers yourself like I am doing here, or you can put the cell numbers. Okay, and you can see the example for each case. So here I put the cell number A1, do A1 upon B1 and then give me MOD. And here I am putting the number myself, 1.2 upon 1, 1.2 comma 1. Okay? Okay. The odd function, it will round off the number to the nearest odd number. Not the nearest, sorry. It will round up the number, round up to the nearest odd number. Okay? Round up the number to the nearest odd number. So if I do what's the answer? Round up the number, round up to the nearest odd number. What is the nearest odd number? 1.3 is not odd. Odd is what? 1 or 3. 1.3 is not odd, it's something in between. So it will round up to what? 3. Round up, always round up. Odd will always do round up. Okay, so odd 1.2 will give you 3. Got it? Whether it is 1.2 or 2.2, doesn't matter. The answer is 3. Got it? Okay, because the next odd number is 3. So odd will always give you the next odd number. Got it? And the other function, and it only takes, you see, one argument, one input. So you are not giving it decimal places, no decimal places. Odd is no decimal places, integer number. Odd and even are integer numbers. Decimals are not considered integers or even or odd. Yeah, okay. In some cases, the function will return the same value. In some cases, you use the odd function, it will return the same value. When the number inside the bracket is the odd number itself. So if I write here 3, the answer is 3. If I put 1, answer is 1. Okay, so it will give you the next odd number or the same number, but integer, huh? Always integer, they are not decimal places. And these are the examples. Again, you can use the cell number or you can put the number yourself. Even number, what will it do? The next even number, huh? Remember like this, I think it's easier. It will give you the next even number. If I apply it to this one, if I apply it to 3, the answer will be 4. The next even number is 4. If I apply it to 2.2, the answer is 4 again. Okay, just the next even number and everything is same. If I put in the bracket 4, the answer is 4 because 4 itself is an even integer. Okay, so even and odd, if the number inside the bracket is an integer which is according to the function, the answer will be the same. Okay, and you can see the examples. Pi we already discussed, huh? You can see just see the syntax. For getting the value of pi, pi, that's it, pi. Okay, and can you just try pi and don't put anything, no bracket, just click enter, see what happens. Equals pi, enter, what happens? Error? Nothing, huh? Okay, so you have to put brackets, huh? Brackets are important. But again, if you put one bracket and press enter, I think it works there. Equals pi, open the bracket and then enter. It works, huh? Okay, it always works. The second bracket is not important. Closing bracket is not important. If you press enter, closing bracket is not important. Got it? Any questions? EXP, exponential. It is in your calculators as well, right? Exponential, e to the power 2, it's in the calculator as well, right? E to the power. Okay, everybody knows exponential, right? So if you type the function exp, okay, and then in the bracket you put a number, either you type the number or select the cell for the number, it will take e to the power of that number. Okay, so if a is 2, it will give you the answer e to the power 2. If a is minus 3, it will give you e to the power minus 3. Okay, now for e, it is permissible to have a negative number, huh? A can be negative as well. It is allowed. Okay, and in many cases it is necessary. There are many engineering formulas in which e is always negative power. Okay, but the thing to keep in mind is the number inside the bracket is always one number. Okay, and the power is always taken the power of e. Okay, in one of the exams, so usually in the exam I give the equations. Okay, she has already started laughing. So I give the equations, huh? So the equation had e to the power something. Can somebody guess the question which came to me? Doctor, you gave the value of a and b and c. Where is the value of e? What can I say? Where is the value of e? So e has no value, huh? E is a constant, huh? Okay. Okay. This is not in, this is ln. Ln means what? Ln is again it's in your calculators as well. ln is which log? L is log, right? So n is which log? There are two types of log, right? ln and log. This is which one? What do we call it? Which log is this? Natural log. This is called what? Natural log. So ln, then a number, it will take the natural log of that number. Okay, and again only one input, huh? Only one input. Clear? So ln and one input, it will give you the natural log. Okay. Log 10, it will take the what do you call, the base 10 log. Okay, and again input is 1 and 10 is a part of the function, you cannot change it. 10 is not an argument, 10 is not an input, so it's not in the bracket, you see. So if it is not in the bracket, even if it's a number, you cannot change it, it's part of the function. Okay, and again a can be a cell number, a value, anything. Yeah, then we have the log. Okay, log, just log, not 10. The previous one was what? Log 10. This is log only. You can change the base of the log here. So the input are 2. The number for which you want to take the log, a, and b is a number for the base of the log. So b can be 1, 2, 3, 4, any number. Okay. So you see, you will see in the slides, there are many functions in which one of the inputs has a static sign. A static is not part of the function. A static means it is optional. So you don't have to type a static in the Excel. Okay. In the slides, you will see many functions in which the inputs are with a static sign. A static is not part of Excel. A static means here in the slide, static means it's optional. So you can put the value of b yourself. If you don't put the value of b, Excel will take default. The default is 10. The default is 10. Okay, try it. Do any log. Try it by putting the value of b and without putting the value of b. But as I said, don't use static or something. So equals to log, then bracket, put a number, type a number or select the cell from which the number will come, comma, put a value of b, and the value of b should be a positive number more than 0. B cannot be negative or 0. B cannot be negative or 0. And again, a also cannot be negative, okay, or 0. Log of 0 and log of negative not allowed. Okay, clear? So without b, it will just give you the value of log to the base of 10. If you don't put the value of b yourself, it will give you the base of 10 default. If you put the value of b, it will take the log up to that base. Okay, working? Working both ways with b and without b? So log, like I said, this log or the previous one, the number cannot be 0 or negative. Same rule. This log or the log of 10, the number cannot be 0 or negative. Okay, working? Okay, and then, okay, now do the same. Just remove 6. So the first time it was taking base of 6. This time it is, because you didn't put 6, it is taking base of 10. Okay, so when you don't put the value of base, it takes the default is 10. And you can see the sine, cos, we know these things, right? Sine, cos, tan, cot. Okay, so we know these things. So again, it will take you one number. It will take one number. You can see the syntax here. Sine, sin, cos, cos. We know these things, right? Tan, tan, cot, cot. Okay, and in the bracket you will put one number. Okay, and the number should be the value of what? We take the sign for what usually? Angle. So the angle. And again, you can put the value of angle yourself, or you can type it. You can put it in a cell and do the cell number and so on. Now, there are two units for measuring angles. What? Angles can be measured in radian or come on. Angles can be measured in radians or degrees, right? Angles can be measured in radians or degrees. Your calculator, the default is angle is always in degrees or radians. Degrees. Come on, guys, you are now becoming civil engineers. Don't embarrass yourselves. Okay, angle is measured in radians and degrees. Okay, I'm so happy Dr. Nidal has gone on vacations. He will get a heart attack. Angle is measured in radians and degrees. Okay, your calculator default is degrees. Excel default is radians. Okay, so the number in the bracket is an angle in radians. Okay, the number in the bracket is angle in radians. When I say two lines are perpendicular to each other, two lines are perpendicular to each other, the angle between them is how much? Angle between them is how much? Two perpendicular lines. The angle between them is 90 what? Radians or degrees? Degrees. 90 degrees, huh? Okay. So we measure usually the angles in degrees, but in order to put it in Excel, you have to convert it to radians. Okay. And like I keep on mentioning, you cannot change it. You cannot say no, I have the value in degrees, let me change Excel. Excel will not change. You have to change the angle. But Excel gives you the chance to change the angle. I will show you the function. Okay, so we have sine and we have the inverse of sine, right? Inverse of sine, a sine. We have cos and inverse of cos. So inverse of cos is a cos. Tan, inverse of tan. Inverse of tan, a tan. Cot, inverse of cot. Inverse of cot is a cot. Got it? Okay, so we have the trigonometric functions and the inverse with a. Okay, and again one input, and then input will be angle in radians. The function I was talking about. Somebody gave me, I was solving surveying problem or some other problem, the angle is in degrees. I have to use Excel. I forgot my calculator. I have to use Excel, so I have to convert the angles to radians. Use this function. So radians will convert the angle from degrees to radians. Got it? Clear? So you have 90 degrees. You want to use Excel? Radian 90. Then you can use cos, sine, whatever using Excel. Got it? Clear or not? So radians and within bracket the value of angle. And again the value can be type it yourself or from the cell. Okay. And this is the manual calculation, how you convert radians to degrees. Degrees to radians. So pi by 180. Okay. Complete angle of one circle. How many degrees? 360, huh? Complete 360 degrees or radians? Degrees. Complete angle of one circle in radians. Now she knows, huh? Yeah. How many is there? 2 pi. Good. Okay. So this is from where we came up with this equation. 360 equals to 2 pi. So, okay. Clear? So if you want to do it manually, use this equation. It will convert degrees to radians. If you want to use Excel, use this function. If you want to do the reverse, you use Excel. Excel give you an angle. That angle was in radians. Now you want to convert it to. So you use the inverse function, right? Inverse function will give you the, will take the value and give you the angle, right? And that angle will be in radians. Now you have this angle in radians, but you want to write it in your surveying paper, but they are asking for angles in degrees. Okay, got it? Clear? Okay. One small thing. Take inverse of 0.35, take tan inverse of 0.35. Okay, so what's the function? A tan, and then so you will get what? Value of when you take the inverse, it will be the value of, the answer will be angle in radians, right? Convert it to degrees. Do it. Tell me the angle. Take the tan inverse of 0.35 and give me the value in degrees. Huh? 19.2. Okay, somebody will confirm. Same. Okay, so what do you do? A10 0.35, it will give you the value in radians. Okay, so let's say that value is x, then you do what? Degrees. It will give the answer in degrees. Clear? Sure? Okay. Rand is a short form for random. Okay, so it's a random number generator. This function is a random number generator. It will generate a number randomly between 0 and 1, any number. Okay, so you see we do these electronic draws, huh? I don't know what do you call it in Arabic. So you go to different shopping malls, they will give you coupons, and then they will do a draw, right? And you can win a car and so on. Huh? So how do they do the draws? Not this function, I mean they draw what? Randomly, right? So they use random number generator. This is a random number generator and Excel. Okay, so you can see it requires no input. Okay, so rand brackets, it will give you a number between 0 and 1 random. Okay, and I already gave you one of the application. If you are doing some draw or something, and maybe if everybody is getting an F in the course, I will do a random draw and give one A. Right? Rand between, again random number generator, but now I am fixing the range. So it is not between 0 and 1, it is between A and B. It is between A and B. Okay, I'll tell you one secret. When I am making the exam papers, so I have to take a question and make it different from the class, right? So how do I do it? So in the class I gave the question with the value of 2. I have to change the value every time, right? Who will think of a new value? I go to Excel, use random number, generate a random number between 3 and 5 or 1 and 10. Okay, so it will generate a random number between A and B. So it has 2 inputs, and the random number will be between these 2 values. Okay, how many outputs? Output is one number, one random number between A and B. And again, A and B can be values you type yourself, so you can say 1, 2 or 1, 5, or you can use the cell number. Okay, like this. So random between A1 and B1. A1 is 0, B1 is 10. Or rand between 0 and 10. Write it yourself, no problem. Okay. Yeah, to convert everything to uppercase. Okay, so your cell has a value, for example, my name, and the name is written like this, and I want to write it like this. I use this upper. Okay, and again you can so it will take one input, and the input can be the word itself, okay, or the cell in which the word is, and it will convert all the letters to uppercase. Okay, now whenever you are giving input of a text, like this is a text, right? Numbers don't have uppercase and lowercase, right? Here input is a text. Okay, so if the text is in this cell A1, and I put here in the bracket A1, no problem. A1, it will go to A1 and take it whatever the text is. But if I am typing the text myself, okay, so instead of writing A1, I am writing Uneb myself, then it should be within inverted commas. So whenever a text is typed as input in the function, you have to enclose it in inverted commas. It is general rule, whether you are doing it for this function or some other function. Okay, if you are typing the text in the argument yourself, you have to put it with inverted commas. Okay, can I use this function with a number? Number has uppercase, lowercase. 4 is 4. So if you put a number, in the bracket, the answer is same, no change. Okay, if your cell is a number, it will remain number, no uppercase, lowercase. By the way, my daughter can do it. She can do an uppercase 4 and lowercase 4. She can do it, but she is 4, so she is allowed to do it. Upper will convert everything to uppercase, lower will convert everything to lowercase, and same, all rules are same. Right, something which is very good. Okay, the right function will take part of the cell. Okay, so the cell has, for example, 10 characters. Okay, or the cell has this, my name. How many characters? 4. So the right function will take some of the characters from the right hand side. Okay, the right function will take some of the characters from the right hand side. Okay, so it has two arguments, two inputs. A is the cell from which you want to take it, or the number or the text from which you want to take it. And B is how many values you want to take it, how many characters you want to take it, and it will count from the right hand side. Okay, so for example, if I write again, because the text, so inverted commas, and if I write 2, answer will be what? En, right hand side, right? Right hand side. Let me just check. Specify number of characters. Okay, clear? Now you can see static with B, right? So B is, what was the meaning of static in the slide? Why static means what here? B is optional. The function can work without B as well, but it will take a default value of B. What is the default value of B? 1. So instead of putting 2, if I don't put anything, it will just assume that I want one character from the right hand side, and it will take only B. Got it? Clear? So it helps. For example, there are cells in which there are names. Okay, and I just want the last name, not the first name. So I can just use this and extract the last name. Okay, because in Excel you cannot copy and paste part of the cell. If the cell has 2 numbers or 3-4 characters, you cannot take or copy and paste part of them. So you have to use this function, put it somewhere else, and then do it. Okay. Left, same as right. This will take characters from the left hand side. Same arguments. A is the character from which you want to cut down, and B is how many characters you want to take from the left hand side. And if you don't put the value of B, it will take it as 1. It will take the first character from the left hand side. Okay. And again, A and B can be numbers. You put yourself, characters, text, cell, and so on. But keep one thing in mind. What did I say? If you are putting a text yourself, it has to be in the commas. Okay. And it can be a number as well. A can be a number. So if the number is 4,000, for example, 4,000, the answer will be, I'm not using B, answer will be right function, in the bracket only 4,000, no value of B. What will be the answer? 0. If I put 2 here, the answer will be 0, 0, but in Excel 2 zeros are 0. Okay. If I use the left function, the answer will be 40. Okay. Yeah, len, L-E-N, is short form for length. So it will give you the length of the number or the characters in that cell or in your input. How long is your input? Okay. So how long is it? 4. How long is this? 5. 4, 0, 0, 0. Got it? So using the length will tell you how long is the character. Okay, and again it can be text, it can be number, it can be cell, and so on. If you are using text, then use it with inverted commas. Only one input, only one input. Exact. Okay. So exact is you are checking if two cells are exactly equal to each other or not. A equals to B or not. A equals to B or not. Okay. So it's like it's with an if function. Okay. If A equals to B, then the answer will be true. The word true will appear. If A is not equal to B, then false will appear. So for this function, there are only two answers, true or false. If A equals to B, true. If A doesn't equal to false. Okay. And again, A and B can be, one of them can be a cell, the other one can be a number. One of them can be a cell, the other one can be text. Both of them can be text, both of them can be numbers, anything. Okay. The matching is case sensitive. The matching is case sensitive. Okay. So this is not equal to this. HI and HI, but this one is capital, so it is not equal to this. So if you use this function for HI and HI, the answer will be false. Got it? Now keep one thing in mind. The condition is case sensitive. All the functions are non-case sensitive. All the functions. When you are typing the function itself, it is non-case sensitive. So if you type exact or exact or exact, function is same. Okay, the matching is case sensitive, so it will only give you true if the numbers or the cells which you are matching are exactly same along with the case sensitive. Okay, but any function, whether it is right or left or length or anything, you can write in uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't matter. Function, name of the function is not case sensitive. Okay, clear? Okay. Okay, so find function will give you the location of a character in the cell, where, or in the number, where is this character appearing. Okay, so it takes 3 arguments, you can see, and C is with a static, so means C is static, means what? C is optional. Even if you don't get the value of C, it will work. Okay, so what are these numbers? A and B are numbers. Okay, both of them can be text or numbers or anything. Okay, and C is an optional value, and if you don't give the value of C, it will assume it to be 1. If you want to put a value yourself for C, it should be a positive number, more than 0. Okay, the value of C should be more than 0. Okay, what is this doing? It is finding the location of a specified character within the string. Okay, so I think I will show it with the example. Again, the function is case sensitive. Okay, so if you are putting A in capital letters, it will find the location of A in when it is appearing in capital letters. Okay, so you say, now we are using find function. Find A1. What is A1? I. Find where? This is find what? Now find where? In B1. So find A1 and in B1. Okay, and C1 is what was it? Yeah, so from where you start looking at it. Okay, so I will find A1 and B1 starting from the first character. Okay, so C1 is the starting point of the find. So if I put 2 here, it will start looking from the second character onwards. Got it? There. Find what? Find where and start looking from where. What is my starting point? Okay. What to find, where to find, and from where I start. Okay. So find, look at it here, it is easier. Find I. What to find? Find what? I. Where to find? In HI. Find I in HI. And what is my starting point? From the first character. First character is what? H. So from it will start looking from H onwards. Okay. If I put 2 here, it will start looking from second character onwards. It will start looking from I. Okay. Do one thing. Write find H high and 2. Find H high and give the value of C as 2. See what happens. Find bracket. Since you are using text, so inverted comma, huh? So find and then find what? H. Okay, and then comma high HI and then comma again 2, not 1, 2. The last argument is 2. What happened? Answer that. No, you are. I said H. Find H. Yeah. No. Yeah. Now put the value of 2 here. See, it doesn't work. Why? Because H is not in the second place. Okay, because you put the wrong starting point, it didn't find. Okay, got it? Clear? And this finding is also case sensitive. So if you put H, you are finding, for example, I, and I is in capital letter, but you wrote in a small letter, so it will not find. It's case sensitive. Clear? Any questions? No questions? Clear? Sure. Okay. Count, it will count how many, so you put count, and in the count you have to put the cell numbers. The input of count is the cell number. It cannot be a number, it cannot be a text. You cannot type yourself. In count, you cannot type yourself. Okay, or you shouldn't count yourself, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. Okay, you can type actually, you can type. The Excel allows it, but it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so count will count the number of cells which are containing a number, which are containing a number. Okay, so count, you see here 1 I typed it myself, AA I typed it myself, then cell A1, cell B1, C1, D1 up to E1. Okay. In all of them, it will count the cells which have a number. So why I was saying if you put a number here yourself, it doesn't make any sense because Excel will not take it. You see, 1 is a number, right? But you see what is happening here. A1, is it a number? No. B1, is it a number? No. C1, D1, E1. How many are numbers? Only C is a number, right? Okay, only C is a number. So from A1 to E1, how many cells with numbers? Only 1. Okay, and the answer is 2. Why? Because I put 1 here myself. Now what's the use? There's no use, huh? This 1 has no use. I'm creating a mistake myself, huh? I'm creating an error myself. I'm telling Excel to count it wrong. You see what did I do? How many cells have number? 1. But I put up 1 here myself. Somebody looks at this, he will say it's wrong. 2 is wrong, right? Somebody looks at the cell, he will say this is wrong. But if you do it, Excel will count 2. 1 here in the formula, in the function, and 1 here in the cell. So it will count 2. Got it? Clear? But the main idea of count function is you write count, bracket, you select cells. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 10, 100, 10,000. As many cells as you want. And from all those cells, Excel will count how many of them have a number. Clear? Simple? Okay. So if I select 10,000 cells, out of them 50 have a number, the answer will be 50. The answer is not the number itself, the answer is how many cells have the number. Got it? Clear? Okay. And if you put the number in the function yourself, it will distort the value. Destroy the value. Huh? And if you put a text, Excel doesn't count it. If you put a text here, same as 0. Huh? Nothing. Okay. Let us take a break here. Okay, I'll meet you after half an hour. 11:20. Okay, 11:20. If you want to sit and do practice, no problem. Since you have brought your laptop, so I am hoping that the slides are in them as well. If you want to do practice inside the class, and you ask me after the break, I don't mind. It's a good way of slowing me down. Count A. Okay. So what was count function? What was it doing? Count the cell. How many cells have a number? Okay. So in count A, it will count the number of cells which are again they are not empty. Okay, so it's more or less the same thing. Okay. But in count A, I think it ignores 0 as well. Okay, so this is the only difference between count and count A. Let me see if I'm missing something. Number of cells containing numbers, yeah, not empty. Okay, so the only thing is if the cell has a 0, it will not count it. Okay, so in this case you can see here it is counting 0, right? 2 is 0, while the answer is sorry, I made mistake. Okay, so this is count A. Okay, so in this is count A, so it will it will count the cells which have text as well. So the difference between count and count A is count will only count the cells which have numbers. Count A will count the cells which have anything. Got it? Yeah? Huh? So, and again you can see they messed it up again here. They put 1 here in the formula and AA here, and then from A1 to E1. A1 to E1, how many cells have something? 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so 3, why the answer is 5? 1 from here and AA from here. In the last case for count, it was only looking at the numbers. So how many cells have numbers? 1, and then counted 1 here from here as well. So the answer was 2. Got it? So count A applies to everything, count A only applies to numbers. Count blank, very easy. Count the cells which are empty. Yeah? So for every function we have the reverse, huh? We have min and max. We have natural log, tan log. We have power, we have, the other way around, root and so on. Okay, average A, count, the average, right? The average. So average A will count the number of, will take the average of the cells which have numbers in them. Okay. What is the equation for average? How do we calculate average? Sum upon qisma what? Adad. I'm learning, huh? Whether you learn this or not, I will learn some Arabic, huh? So the numbers, right? The numbers. Okay. If in this case, so there is 1 here, and there is A and nothing, and 0 and nothing, and A and B. If I use simple average, I don't use A, it will still count the average, it will still calculate the average. I can use the same function without the A, it will still calculate average. Now, if I use it without A, what will happen? 1, 1 here, plus A, can I add A? A plus 1? No, right? A plus nothing, nothing. 0, I can add, but 1. Nothing. A plus B, can I add? No. Okay. So how much I added? 1. Okay. Divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Getting my point? The division will change. If I use it without A, it will divide by everything, whether it is empty or a text or everything. Number, all numbers. So it will be 1 divided by 6. Got it? When I use average A, it will divide by count A. So the number in the B will be count A. It is written there. So it will not divide by 6. It will see how many numbers have, how many cells have a value. So it will not take this and this. But empty cells will not be counted. Clear? Got it? Simple average it will calculate simple average, take everything. Average A, it will divide by the number of cells which actually have something. Got it? Okay, so it did not count this cell basically. The cell which was nothing, and the D, it did not count it. Okay. Is number is a condition. Okay, so it will check whether the cell has a number or something else. Is number, so it has only two answers, true and false. Okay, when it will be true? When the cell has a number. No number, false. Clear? And it only takes one input, which is the cell in which you are looking for. And again, instead of cell, you can type the number yourself, but then it doesn't make any sense, right? If I type it myself, I know it's a number or a text, right? Why would I ask a program? Is number 2? If the program had any, if the program could talk, it will tell me, are you mad? You are typing 2 yourself and asking me. Okay, so is odd, again true and false. It will be true if the cell has what value? Odd value. It is not odd. Is even, true if the cell has even value. So again one input, and the input should be logically the cell in which you are checking. If you type 3 yourself, again the program should tell me you are stupid. It is 3. Okay, you don't know. Is text, if the cell is a text. Yes, text is true. Okay, so like I said, every function has an inverse. So there was a function is number, there the function is text, is even, is odd. Every function has an inverse. Is blank, true and false. If it is blank, it is true. If it has something, it is false. Got it? All these functions which we discussed and some more, they were all known as logical functions. We will use them in MATLAB as well. So they were testing some logic. If the logic is true, if the logic is satisfied, the answer is true. Logic is not satisfied, the answer is false. Exact, what was the logic? Check what? What were we checking in exact? Anybody remembers? Check what? There were 2 inputs. So it was checking what? I deleted it. Exact was checking what? So the inputs are A and B. So exact A comma B. When will it be true? When A and B is what? It's the name of the function. A and B are what? Exactly same. Okay, so the answer is true. Okay, so we call it logical functions. It is checking a logic. Logic is true, answer is true. Logic is false, answer is false. Okay, is it a number? True. Not a number? False. Is it odd? True. Not odd? False. All of them are called as what? Logical statements. In programming, they are also known as if statements. If, you are checking an if condition, right? If this happens, then do this. If this doesn't happen, do this. If A and B exactly match, true. If A and B don't match, false. If the cell is number, true. Cell is not number, false. So you see if conditions. Call them if conditions. Okay. here. And now all these conditions have fixed output, right? There are two outputs for all of them, which are what? They can be what? What are the outputs here? If the condition is met, the output is true or false, huh? Okay, so but there are other general functions as well which can take more inputs and outputs. Let us look at them now. Okay, so now we will look at general if statements or general logical statements. Up till now what we saw was all the functions were checking one predefined condition and the answer was true or false. Either it was checking if it's a number or text or even or odd or matching or not matching. So the condition was fixed. Now we come to the if statements. In if statement you can check anything. You can check anything. Okay. So if statement has three inputs. If it statement has three inputs, and these inputs can be statements, numbers, text. So again it's very broad, so pay attention now. Pay attention. For example, A is a test which you want to perform on the value. The condition you want to check, the logic you want to check, if what happens. So that is A. Okay. B is the output you want the program to do or show if the condition is true. So it will not type true. It will do whatever you are saying in B. Okay. In earlier case what was it? True or false. Now it is anything. You can put anything in B. Okay. And similarly C is do or show when the condition is false. So again the answer will not be false, it can be anything. Okay. Okay, so for example, A can be, or let me show you some one variation of this statement is you can use it instead of the the function in which you are checking if the cell was empty or not. You can check it. So you don't put A, B, C, just give one value. It's very dangerous word. Okay. So don't put A, B, C, just put one cell number. So it will check if the cell is empty or not. If the cell is empty, it will show false. If the cell is not empty, it will show true. Okay. So if can be used only with A, but in that case it is fixed. It will only check if A is empty or not. If it is empty, it will show true, T-R-U-E, true, okay, or false, F-A-L-S-E, false. Okay, nothing else. Okay, clear? But if you put something for A and something for B and something for C, then it can be anything. Right? You can type true or false or yes or no, anything. Okay, I will show you. Okay, so here the A is, the condition is checking if two cells or two values are equal. Okay, the first in both of them. The first example is checking if two values are equal. If they are equal, type equal. So you see, not true and false. What? Equal. Okay, and if they are not equal type, not equal. Okay, 1 is equal to 1, so equal. Okay, and you can see in the function we are just putting the cell numbers. Okay, so the A is what? Let me type it here. Okay, so the function says A1 equals B1. This whole thing is what? A. So A is not one value, A is a whole condition. Got it? For the if function, A is the whole condition is A. Okay. B is what? If A equals to A1 equals to B1, then what? So now we are saying if A1 equals to B1, then show me whatever is in cell C1. So I will put C1 here. So this became what? B. Okay, and if they are not equal, then show me whatever is in cell D1. And this thing is what? C. Got it? Clear? Any questions? I can use it without the cell numbers. If so, I type the numbers myself. What are the numbers? 1 equals 1. This is what? A. If it is 1 equals to 1, type what? Equal, right? If it is not, type not equal. Mistake. There is a mistake. Okay, it's a text, so you have to clear. The only text which you can use without inverted commas with the function is the function itself. So if I don't put the inverted commas, it will assume that it's a function itself. Equal is a function. Then it will start searching which function is equal, and obviously it will not find it, so it will give me an error. Okay, this is what happens. Like I mentioned earlier, you should know what is happening inside Excel. So when I don't give the inverted commas, Excel will assume this is also a function. So which function is not equal? Nothing. So it will give an error. Got it? Clear or not? If I do this, see, if is a function, right? If is a function. Now I am giving it without inverted commas. Will it type if? No. It will still give me an error. Because with if, I need these three things. So just because this is same as a function name, it will not print it. It will not type it. It will still give you an error, because with each function you have to give the inputs and the outputs. So the function must be complete. So even if I want the program to type if here, I have to put inverted commas. Got it or not? Any confusion? If a text is appearing without inverted commas, Excel will assume it's a function. If it's a function, then give the inputs and give the inputs. Okay. If it is not a function, put it in inverted commas. Simple. Okay. And yeah. Okay. The second condition is with the greater than. Okay. So same thing. Instead of this, I am saying if A1 is greater than B1, then do this and do this. Got it? Okay. So now you can see here in the A there must be some mathematical operator, some comparison. A must have some sort of comparison. What comparisons we can do? These are the things we can do. You can check if two values are equal. You can check if one value is more than the other. You can check if it is what? What is this? Greater than or equal to, right? So the condition will be true if the value is greater or equal. Okay. Less than equal to, and what is this? Not equal. Yeah, very good. Greater than or less than, so not equal. Huh? Good. So A must have some comparison. Clear? Okay. And yeah, the comparison can be with text as well. Comparison can be with text as well. You can say if A1 equals to Uneb, then type this. If not,